The news hit with a bang. China's $7 billion useless mine delivers global copper shock. It flashed across TV screens worldwide. Suddenly, everyone was talking about a remote mountain in Peru. For years, Las Bambas was a name whispered by mining insiders and dismissed by most investors. Now, it was making front-page headlines. Reporters rushed to the site. Cameras zoomed in on the frozen Andes, capturing the drama. The air was thin, breath was short, and snow whipped across rocky ridges. People wanted to know, how could a place called impossible be at the center of a copper rush? Speculation buzzed across trading floors. Was China's bet a stroke of genius or a desperate blunder? Experts debated, but one thing was certain. Las Bambas, once ignored, was suddenly the world's hottest property. Everyone waited for the next move. The story of Las Bambas was just beginning, and the world was watching with bated breath. Las Bambas sits high in the Andes, over 4,000 meters above sea level. Life here is a test of endurance. The air is cold and thin. Workers move slowly, fighting headaches and fatigue from lack of oxygen. Even machines groan in the freezing temperatures. Snowstorms sweep across the mountains without warning. Roads become slippery ribbons, winding along cliffs and deep ravines. Trucks can tumble, and rescue is hours away. Every trip to the site is a risk, even before the digging starts. Below ground, the copper lies in vast, tangled veins. But reaching it takes heavy machinery and strong nerves. The rock is hard, and tunnels flood easily. Many have tried to mine here before, Australian, Swiss, and local companies. All failed, losing millions and leaving behind abandoned camps. Las Bambas was called useless for a reason. It broke equipment, drained bank accounts, and shattered dreams. That's why China's move shocked everyone. When China announced it was buying Las Bambas for $7 billion, the world laughed. Analysts called it the worst deal of the decade. Western investors joked that China was buying a white elephant. Headlines warned of a costly mistake, yet Chinese officials stayed calm. They knew people doubted them, but they saw something others missed. Where others saw danger, China saw opportunity. They had the money, the will, and a plan. Executives from China's biggest mining companies flew in. They studied the maps, the old equipment, and the local people. They listened, learned, and quietly started working. The world watched, waiting for them to fail. But China didn't back down. Instead, they doubled down, surprising everyone with their determination. Copper is everywhere in modern life. It runs through power cables, motors, and smartphones. It is the lifeblood of factories and cities. China, with its huge population and rapid growth, needs more copper than anyone else. But China's own copper mines are running low. The country's resources can't keep up with its demand. Every year, Chinese factories import millions of tons of copper from abroad. This puts China at the mercy of global markets and rival nations. That's why Las Bambas mattered so much. If China could control a major copper mine, it could protect its factories and future. No more price shocks, no more shortages. Just a steady flow of metal for cars, trains, and power grids. So, the $7 billion was not just about one mine. It was about security, growth, and keeping China's economic engine running. Success at Las Bambas did not come overnight. China faced mountain-sized challenges. First, they needed safe roads. Engineers blasted new tunnels and paved risky stretches, turning deadly trails into sturdy highways. Next, they brought in advanced equipment. Giant drills, trucks, and cranes arrived by ship and helicopter. Each machine was adapted to handle the cold and thin air. Chinese and Peruvian teams trained side by side, learning to work together. Then, China tackled power and water. They built pipelines, dams, and high-voltage lines. Clean water ran to the site, and electricity powered the mine even during harsh storms. Every problem was met with careful planning and steady progress. Bit by bit, the impossible became possible. China's patience and precision turned Las Bambas into a working mine. One of China's biggest innovations was bringing automation to Las Bambas. Instead of risking workers in dangerous areas, they used robots and remote-controlled trucks. Machines drilled, blasted, and hauled copper ore with little human help. Drones flew above the site, scanning for hazards and mapping new tunnels. Smart sensors monitored air quality, equipment status, and worker safety. If a problem arose, alarms sounded in control rooms far from danger. This technology made the mine faster and safer. Accidents dropped. Production rose. Chinese engineers shared their know-how with local workers, upgrading their skills and confidence. Las Bambas became a model for modern mining. The useless mine turned into a showcase for automation and teamwork. Section 7. Hearts and Land. Winning over people and nature. China knew it could not succeed alone. The local communities had deep ties to the land. Protests had stopped past projects. So, China listened, building relationships with village leaders, farmers, and families. They invested in schools, clinics, and clean water. Local people got jobs and training at the mine. Special teams handled complaints and made sure promises were kept. Respect and trust grew, step by step. Environmental care was another challenge. China used new methods to cut pollution and waste. They planted trees, restored rivers, and protected rare animals. Independent groups checked the work, keeping standards high. Bit by bit, the anger faded. Las Bambas became a source of pride, not just for profit, but for people and nature too. Section 8. Shared riches. Peru's leap and China's gain. With the mine running smoothly, Peru began to see real benefits. Jobs multiplied in nearby towns. Roads, schools, and hospitals improved. Local businesses grew, selling food, clothes, and services to the mine and its workers. Taxes and royalties from copper sales filled Peru's coffers. The government used this money for new projects, from health to highways. Las Bambas helped lift entire regions out of poverty, bringing hope to thousands. China also gained. A steady stream of copper flowed to its factories, fueling its growth. The partnership set an example for other deals in Africa, Asia, and beyond. Both sides got richer, but also more connected. The transformation was clear. Las Bambas was no longer a curse, but a blessing for Peru and China alike. Section 9. From Joke to Jewel. China's Copper Coup. After years of doubt, the laughter faded. Las Bambas was now a world-class mine. Western companies, once scornful, watched in envy. China's $7 billion bet had paid off, and then some. The mine's copper output soared. Profits rolled in. Technology, teamwork, and determination had turned failure into fortune. The world saw that China could not only buy, but also build and run the toughest projects. Las Bambas became a symbol of change. It showed that with vision and effort, even the hardest problems could be solved. The story inspired other countries to rethink old mines and new partnerships. What was once a global joke was now a global jewel. Section 10. The Bigger Game. China's World Strategy. Las Bambas is more than just a mine. It is a piece of China's global puzzle. By controlling resources abroad, China secures its future at home. It learns, adapts, and builds ties in every corner of the world. The success in Peru sends a message. China is ready to invest, risk, and innovate, even when others won't. It brings new ideas, builds local links, and cares for the environment. This strategy gives China power and respect far beyond its borders. Every ton of copper from Las Bambas shapes the world's economy. It lights up cities, powers factories, and fuels dreams. China's journey from ridicule to respect at Las Bambas is just one chapter in a much bigger story. As China looks ahead, the lessons of Las Bambas will guide its path, turning challenges into triumphs, one bold move at a time.